Hi all, in this video I am going to discuss about discrete probability distributions. First, let us explain some few definitions. Random experiment. It is an experiment that gives different outcomes upon performing under same conditions. Sample space. The set of all the possible outcomes of a random experiment is called a sample space and it is denoted by capital S. Now let us consider some few examples. Tossing a coin. It is a random experiment and it has sample space S equal to H comma T, and these are the only possible outcomes. H represents head and T represents tail. Throwing a die. It is also a random experiment because it gives different outcomes upon performing under same conditions. So here the outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and this will be the sample space. Tossing two coins simultaneously. So here we have two coins. HH represents first coin is head and the second coin is also head. HT means first coin shows head and second coin shows tail. TH means first coin shows tail and second coin shows head. TT means both the coins show tail. Tossing a coin twice. This also will give you the same outcomes as in example 3. But here HH means first toss and second toss. HT here also first toss is head, second toss is tail. TH first toss is tail, second toss is head. TT first and second toss both are tail. Tossing a coin thrice. Here also we have first toss, second toss and third toss. Because we have a coin which is tossed thrice, here we have 2 raised to 3 outcomes, that is 8 outcomes. So here you can make a note, when a coin is tossed n times, the number of outcomes will be 2 raised to n. Whereas when you throw a die n times, the number of outcomes will be 6 raised to n. Now what is a random variable? It is a variable that assigns a real number for every outcome of a random experiment. And they are usually denoted by capital letters capital X, Y, Z. And the values are represented by small letters X, Y, Z. There are two types of random variables. Discrete random variable, which we will study in the first module, and continuous random variable, which we will study in the second module. A discrete random variable is nothing but a random variable that takes only finite discrete values and it is usually a integer value. The values have discrete in nature. For an example, number of accidents on a road, you can see the values are discrete 0, 1, 2, 3. There is no number as such 3.33, 3.45. Here the values are all discrete. Another example is number of absentees in a class per day. So 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. They are all discrete in nature and that is why the name discrete random variable. Now what is a continuous random variable? It is a random variable that takes all the values in an interval. Say for an example, we have a continuous random variable 2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 3. That means x is a continuous random variable and it takes all the values that lie within the interval 2, 3. So any value within this interval will come under continuous random variable. Okay, I hope you have understood. Here the values are all continuous. That is why the reason it is called as continuous random variable. It is usually a real number in an interval. Example, height, weight, temperature, etc. Now let us discuss probability mass function PMF or probability function of a discrete random variable. In some textbooks they are also representing it as probability density function. The function probability of x equal to small x. That means the probability that capital X takes the value small x. It is also denoted as small f of x. Is a said to be a PMF if it satisfies the two conditions. That is, f of x means probabilities of the value when capital X equal to small x. Each probability is positive and sum of all the probabilities must be 1. It is usually denoted by small f of x or p of x. And probability distribution, it is nothing but the distribution of the set of values x and f of x. That is, you have to construct a table in which it will specify for which value of small x what is the probability f of x. So, by looking at this table, one can understand what is the probability distribution. Cumulative distribution function, or simply it is called as distribution function of a discrete random variable. Cumulative, the name itself suggests, that is accumulating, summing up. If x is a discrete random variable, then the CDF is given by capital F of x equal to probability of capital X less than or equal to small x. That means adding all the probabilities till you reach capital X equal to small x. Adding all the probabilities up to small x will give you the cumulative distribution function capital F of small x. This is usually denoted by capital F of x. Now let us discuss mean. Mean is xi into pi. Add all those products, you get mean. And variance, it is nothing but how it is a tool which will measure how far the values of the random variable are distributed away from the mean. And the formula goes like this. It is usually denoted by sigma square. Sigma square equal to sigma I equal to 1 to n xi square pi minus mu square. Now let us discuss few problems. A random variable capital X has the following probability function for various values of x. Find, here we have 6 questions. Find the value of k, probability of x less than 6, probability of x greater than or equal to 6, probability that it lies between 3 and 6. Find the probability distribution as well as distribution function. So they have given us the table. Here we have to find the value of k first. Let us go through the solution. To find k, we are going to use this result. That is, you know that for probability function, the total probabilities will be 1, isn't it? So, using this result, we are going to add all the probabilities which will give you 1. That is, we are getting a quadratic equation. That means we get 2 values for k. Using calculator, you will get the values of k as -1 and 1 by 10. But you know that all the probabilities must be positive. So, we are going to neglect the negative value of k. Now let us solve the next question. Probability of x less than 6, that is, add all the probabilities up to 6 but not including 6. So here x will take the value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here 6 is not included. So therefore we are going to add all those probabilities. So you will get the answer as 0.81. Next we are going to find probability of x greater than or equal to 6. That is, add all the probabilities for which x takes the value 6 and above. That means 6 and 7. Adding those probabilities, 2k square plus 7k square plus k, we get 0.19. There is another method to find out the solution for this particular problem. You know that I have told you the total probability must be 1. That is, probability of A and probability of its complement will give you 1. So here probability of x less than 6 and its complement, which will be greater than or equal to 6. Adding these probabilities, you get the answer as 1. So what is probability of x greater than or equal to 6? 1 minus probability of its complement. We have already found out, which is 0.81. Okay, upon subtracting, you get 0.19. Now let us discuss the next question. Find the probability that x lies between 3 and 6, excluding 3, including 6. So here x will take the value 4, 5. Look at the table, we have only 4, 5 and 6. Okay, add those probabilities, you get the answer as 0.33. Now fifth question will be find the probability distribution. Distribution means we have to construct a table where we are writing the values of x and the corresponding probabilities. So here the values of x are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and the corresponding values we have substituted the value of k, which is 1 by 10 in our table given, and we get this answer. This is our probability distribution. Now next we are going to find distribution function, or in other words we call it cumulative distribution function or CDF. To find this we are going to calculate it one by one. You know that by definition capital F of x means add all the probabilities up to capital X equal to small x. So here f of 0 means add all the probabilities up to 0. So here since we have 0 as the beginning number, so we have only to add 0. Probability of 0 is 0. And what is capital F of 1? Add all the probabilities up to 1. So P of 0 plus P of 1, which is 0 plus 1 by 10 and 1 by 10. What is capital F of 2? Add all the probabilities up to 2. So add P of 0, P of 1 and P of 2, which is 3 by 10. F of 3. We have already found out f of 2 adding all the probabilities up to 2, isn't it? So from the previous step we get 3 by 10. Now we have to add only P of 3, which is 2 by 10 from the table. So upon adding these two we get 5 by 10. Similarly we are going to find out f of 4, f of 5, f of 6 and f of 7. And you may note that if for f of 7 we get the value as 1. Why is this so? Because you know that the total probability is 1. So therefore at the end upon adding all these probabilities you should get 1, otherwise your answer is wrong. Now I am going to fill up the table. This is our cumulative distribution function: capital F of 0, capital F of 1, capital F of 2, capital F of 3, capital F of 4, capital F of 5, capital F of 6 and capital F of 7, which is always 1. I hope you have understood this. Thank you.